2017. This time. 2017, and it's paper 2. What did the first person ask us to do? 19,224. So it requires me to write out the question. 19,224 plus 27 plus 584. They basically want to follow place values. That's all that question was about. Can you follow place values and write questions according to the place values? So we have 19,224 plus 27 plus 584. That's a grade 1 question. 7, 4, 11, 4, 15. 5 carry 1. 3 and 2, 5 and 8, 13. 3 carry 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 5, 8. 1, 9, 8, 3, 5. So nobody should have gotten that one incorrect. All we're doing is putting in the number according to place value and I. Okay, what was question 2? In a sale, the price of a bag is in a sale. Price of a bag is reduced by $40. It's reduced by $40 to $150. And the question is, what was the original price of the bag? What was the original price of the bag? It was reduced by $40 and the price is now $115. So what am I going to do in order to find the price of the bag?
Add 150 plus 40.
Add 115 plus 40 because it was reduced by $40. And 115 plus 40 is going to give me $155. Express 90% as a decimal. These questions feel like paper 1. These don't feel like no paper 2. Express 90% as a decimal. What is going to be the answer for that? 0.9. And I don't have to put the 0 behind it. Okay? It's 90. Yes, it's 90. And I'm moving the decimal point 1 place, 2 place. So the decimal point comes right there. So it is 0.9. This 0 right here really has no value at this stage. The answer is 0.9. Not 0.90, 0.9. Because yes, the 0 is supposed to be in the front to show that this is the whole number and this is the decimal. 0.9 is the same thing as 9 over 10, is the same thing as 90%. Okay, next question. What's the next question? 9% as a fraction in its lowest term. 90% is the same thing as 90 over 100. This percentage is out of 100. It's the same thing as 90 over 100. This 0 will eat up this 0, and as a fraction in its lowest term, I will get 9 over 10. My answer as a fraction in its lowest term is 9 over 10. Okay, that takes us on to question 4.
9 boys compete the basketball court in 3 hours.
Let's read the question again. I don't have it on my paper.
9 boys compete the basketball court in 3 hours.
How long
How
should
long will it take one
one
boy
boy working
Now you
on
need to read that here. 9 boys
can
play
paint
basketball court in 3 hours?
9 boys can paint a basketball court.
in 3 hours? How long should one boy take working at the same rate?
3 hours. How long should what?
How long should one boy take working at the same rate?
And how long should one boy take working at the same rate?
27 hours.
27 hours. How did we get this 27?
Times
Multiplying 9 times 3.
3 boys, if 9 boys did it in 3 hours, 1 boy is going to take 9 times 3, which is going to give us 27. At the same rate, it could take 1 boy 27 hours. Okay, what's the next question?
How long should 5 boys take working at the same rate?
Okay, so how long should 5 boys take? And what's your answer?
My answer is 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay, 5 hours and 40 minutes. Let's see. It's 27 hours for 1 boy. So for 5 boys will take 27 divided by 5 because 1 boy is taking 27 hours. 5 boys will take 27 divided by 5. Sorry, 5. It's 5 boys. 27 divided by 5. 5 is 25. 5 into 27 goes 5 times and I'm left with 2/5. So I could write 5 and 2/5 of an hour. 5 times 25 and 5 and 2/5 of an hour. Okay? Now, if you want to find out what is 2/5 of an hour in minutes, because it seems as if some persons were working that down to minutes, so I could take 2/5 of an hour and I could change that to minutes by doing 2/5 times 60/1. I could convert my 2/5. 5 boys, 5 into that goes 5 times and I'm left with 2, 5 and 2/5. I'm converting my 2/5 of an hour to minutes in order to give you as minutes. So 5 into itself will go 1 time and 5 into 60. How many times? 12 times. 5 into 6 goes 1 time and I'm left with 1. 5 into 10 goes 2. And 2 times 12? 24. So it is how many minutes? 24 minutes. So my answer here, converted to minutes and hours, would actually be 5 hours and 24 minutes. So I need to go back and just recap this from the beginning. 9 boys paint the basketball court 3 hours. 1 boy will take 9 times 3, which is 27 hours. But 5 boys will now take 27 divided by 5. When I do 27 divided by 5, I am getting 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25, and I'm left with 2/5. 2/5. I could write my answer as 5 and 2/5 hours. That's fine. You could leave our answer just like that. 5 and 2/5 hours. But what if they ask you to write your answer in hours and minutes? I am now converting that 2/5 of an hour into minutes. How many minutes in an hour? 60. So I'm finding 2/5 of 60. 2/5 times 60/1. And that is going to give me 5 into itself once. 5 into 60 goes 12 times. 12 times 2, 24 minutes. Are we okay? Are we okay?
That's fine.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Read the next question.
23 students were asked whether they like chicken or ribs. 3 students like ribs.
Okay, let's go again. It's 23 students.
Were asked whether they like chicken or ribs.
Okay, so 23 students were asked whether they like chicken or ribs. Let's go.
3 students like ribs only.
3 students
Like ribs only.
ribs only.
10 students like both ribs and chicken.
10 both ribs and chicken.
14 students like chicken.
14 like chicken.
6 like neither ribs.
6 like neither rib nor chicken.
Complete the Venn diagram to this information.
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to do a Venn diagram to show all of this information. How many students in all? 23 students. And 3 students like ribs only. 10 students like ribs and chicken. 14 like chicken. 6 like neither rib nor chicken. So here goes my Venn diagram. And there's some things that I can put in easily, and there are others that I'll have to do a little bit of calculation. I can put in 6, neither rib nor chicken. 6 like neither rib nor chicken. Let's call this one ribs, and let's call this one chicken. So this circle is for ribs, this circle is for chicken. 6 like neither rib nor chicken. Okay, I can also put in the 3 that like ribs only, easily. 3 like rib only. And I can also put in the 10 like both ribs and chicken. That's easy. 10 like both ribs and chicken. Now what do I have to calculate? I have to calculate how many like chicken only. Now, how many students like chicken? How many students? 14 students like chicken, and we already have 10 right here. So how many students like chicken only? 4. 10 is already over here. 10 like both ribs and chicken. Now only 14 students. All of this circle here encompasses those students who like chicken. And notice it says 14 students like chicken. It's a different way of expressing it from 3 students like ribs only. So what is out here is going to be those who like chicken only. 4 like chicken only. 10 like both ribs and chicken. The total number of students who like chicken is 14. And the total number of students who like rib is 13. 10 plus 3 is 13. So 13 students like rib. 14 students like chicken, and 6 students like neither rib nor chicken. Okay, 3 students like rib only, 4 students like chicken only, and 10 students like both rib and chicken. Now what else did they ask us for? That's the question? Wow, they made that easy for you. How many marks did they give you for that easy question? 4. All of 4 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so wherever it's correct, you would have put a tick. So if this is correct, and that's how they will mark you in the exam. If you have this correct but this wrong, or this correct but this wrong, you will get the number of marks according to the answers you put in. Okay, what's the next question? What number we are on?
Complete
Number 8.
statement.
We're number 8.
Complete each statement using 0, 1/2, or
Okay.
to
It
make
says
it
complete each sentence using 0 or half or 1 to make it true. If an event is impossible, its probability is 0. If an event is impossible, the probability is 0. So we're using, what are we using? 0, half, or 1. A probability can be no greater than 1. A probability cannot be greater than 1. How many times I can get 15 out of 15? 1 time. Okay, probability cannot be greater than 1. And the next one, when flipping a coin, the probability of being a heads or a tail is 1 out of 2, because there are only 2 sides. 1 head, 1 tail. So the probability of getting a head or a tail is going to be 1 out of 2. So that was 3 easy marks. Now let's go to this diagram that we have here. This one says blue, and this one says black. Okay, black 15%. Right here we have green, and green has a 30%. And I have white, and white has a 20%. Okay, now what are they asking for? The pie chart below illustrates the colors of the socks being worn by 30 students. Color of the socks being worn by 30 students. 15% of the students wearing black socks, 30% wearing green, 20% wearing white. So what percentage wearing blue?
35.
30 and 20, 50. 50 plus 15 is 65. 100 minus 65 is going to leave you with 35. So yes, 35% of the students are wearing blue socks. Okay? The next part of the question is which color socks is the most popular? Blue. Blue is the most popular. 35% of the students are wearing blue, so the most popular socks is blue. How many students wore white socks? I have to now do my calculation. 20% of the students. How many students were in the class? There were 30 students in the class, so I have to find out what is 20% of 30. So I have 20 over 100 times 30 over 1. This 0 will eat this 0. This 0 will eat this 0. 2 times 3? 6. 2 times 3 is not 5, it's 6. 6 students. Oh boy. 6 students wear white. 6 students wore white socks. And let me just re-emphasize that whenever they give us a number and they ask us a percentage of that number, it's always that number over the percentage over 100 times the number over 1. What did we get here? We got 30 students in the class. 30 students were in the class. So I could ask you, so how many students were black? How many students were black? I could do a quick guess because if, okay. I could do a quick guess, but I could do the calculation, okay? So 15% of the students black. So we're gonna do 15 over 100. 15 over 100 times, how many students in all? 30. 15 over 100 times 30. This 0 will eat this 0. 5 into 15 is 3 times 5 into 10 is 2. Sorry. Let's do that again. 15%. 15 over 100 times 30 over 1. This 0 will take this 0. 5 into 10 is going to go 2 times, and 5 into 15 is going to go 3 times. Now you see why they didn't answer how many students? Because that is going to be a half student somewhere there. Because I'm going to get 3 times 3 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is going to give me 4.5. You know, half students. So see why they didn't ask you for that part. Okay, moving on. Next question says,
The 5 stars on the head corner of the city are shown
is
Coordinate.
5 stores are near headquarters of a city are shown in some coordinates here.
Let's see if we can do this.
This one will take a little bit more time because it's a graph, and I'm numbering this graph 0. It's going from 0 to what? This one is going to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stretch this a little bit more. 7, 8, 9, 10. And this side is also going to 10. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Let's do the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let me see if I just could identify quickly. Store, the headquarters is right here. This is the headquarters. Headquarters right there. Then at this point, I have store B. Store B is at that point, and -1, -2, -3, -4. At this point, right here, I have store E. Somewhere down here, I have store C. And over here, 8 and 4. Right over here, I have stored A. Okay, now let's ask the questions. First one say, give the coordinate of the headquarter. Coordinate of the headquarter is, what are the numbers for the headquarter? Number on the x-axis, 0. Number on the y-axis, same 0. That's why it's right here. 0 on the x, 0 on the y. It's at the original. The headquarter is the original. The headquarter has a coordinate of 0, 0. The headquarters is the original point. It's the original point on my graph. This is my x-axis going across. This is my y-axis going up and down. The point where it crosses is 0, 0. That's my headquarter, original point. Okay, what else did they ask on the paper? It says, which 2 stores are the same distance from the headquarters? Okay, which 2 stores are the same distance from the headquarters? I have store B and store C. Look at it. Store B is at 2, 4. This is the coordinate for this store. 2, 4. And store C is at 2, -4. 2 on the x-axis, -4. It's 4 steps down, it's 4 steps across, 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay? So store B and store C are the same distance from the headquarters. And then the next question says store D lies at the coordinate -5, 3. And you were supposed to put in store D. -5 on my x-axis, -5 and 3. So store D would be somewhere into store D space right here. Take our headquarters here so I can put in store D. -5. It's -5. Oh, -5 and 3. -5 and I'm going up. Store D is right here. -5 and 3. That would have been my store D. Store A moves 4 units to the right. This is my right. So store A is moving 4 units to the right. 4 units to the right and 5 units down. So I am moving from 8. It's going to end up at 4. And I am moving from 4 to right here. No, to right here. 5 units down. So store A is now going to fall here. It's moving 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. And it's moving 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hence, my store A falling right here.